it took me so many years to build my strength up. And you're so right. Once you leave, you have got to get into therapy. I did therapy for 5 years, 3 times a week. And there was so many things that I could not voice to my therapist. And one day she said to me, Clarice, if you can't say it, write me a letter. I'll read it, and then we'll discuss it. And I sat down at my kitchen table, and I just started to write. And now I've always been a writer. And I continued to write for months and months and months. And by the time I was done, I had my autobiography, which I just published in an ebook. It's called Looking Down at the Storm. And soon it's going to go to print. And my hopes for that book is that when a woman picks it up and reads it and sees, this is what Clarice went through. And this is similar to what I'm going through. If she did it, I can do it. There is help out there. It is possible to get your children and get yourself safe and stay safe. Now, with us, after we left the shelter and a few months went by and they terminated his rights, he started to get very dangerous. He blocked me in with his car one time, and he wound up getting arrested, and he just violated the order of protection so many times that my lawyer advised me that it was time to take it to the next level. And I went into a courtroom, and I filled out the paperwork, and I told the judge my story. And 10 years ago, he issued for myself and my children new first names, new last names, new Social Security numbers to keep us safe. That's how bad it had gotten. And people always ask me about my name, and they say, I think of Silence of the Lambs. And that's exactly where I got that name from. Because if you know the movie, there was a part where the main character, Clarice, was talking about her childhood trauma, and they were slaughtering the spring lambs, and she tried to free them, and she opened the gate, and they just stayed there. And that was me for so long. I was so used to being abused and beaten down that I was just staying there. The gates were open. The places were available to me to get help. It was out there, but I was afraid to go get it. So,
would you please give out your information?
I want to say that's important. That's very important for people to understand, because a lot of people who have not been through any type of abuse will say, well, why didn't you just get out? Well, why didn't you just leave? Sometimes you've adopted or you've gotten so used to that type of behavior happening to you that you sometimes don't realize it. And then even if you do, you just don't see how to get out of it, or you can't get out of it because it's like it has you locked in.
And it became normal.
Yeah, it becomes normal.
Yeah,
exactly. It becomes normal to you. It's crazy, but I mean, I've been in physically abusive relationships when I was in my teens, and I was in emotionally abusive relationship for years, and that's why I can tell you without a doubt, definitely the emotional abuse lasts much longer. It has much deeper effects. But however, physical abuse can lead to death, and that's eternal. So I definitely want to give out the phone number. If anyone would like to call in, the number is 347-934-0691. Press the number 1. That lets us know you want to come in on the call. But I do want to give you the floor also to go ahead and give out your information and also where we can get your ebook.
Absolutely. If you go to Deshalamar.org, it's capital DESHALAMAR.org, and click on projects. You'll see my book there, and it gives you the direct link, gives you the Facebook page for it. We've really got a lot of different things going on. We also have on there an ongoing fundraiser for domestic violence that we are using to, put towards our programs that we want to put in place. There are different T-shirts and hats and bags with a beautiful design that my daughter designed. It's a purple ribbon with flowers, and it says Domestic Violence Awareness because love shouldn't hurt. So anyone that makes a purchase there, the proceeds go directly into our nonprofit to help the next person, with whatever basic needs they have. We're not funded right now. We run off of charitable donations and fundraisings. We are doing a big fundraiser in September. I don't have the exact date, but this information will be up on the website soon. So we're going to do a fashion show with our for-profit product, the Locks Down. And it's going to be called Locks for Life Fashion Show. And all the proceeds are going to go into, we're trying to open up our first Vets House. We're trying to get our domestic violence programs in place. So we're really trying to do all that we can to raise the funds so that we can help someone else. You know, it's just, it's needed. It's necessary. And I have to tell you, so many women just off Facebook have bought my autobiography in the ebook form. They really want the real book, but it's not ready yet. But they bought the ebook, and I have gotten so many emails telling me, Clarice, I can relate to this so much. One of the women read one of the poems about my childhood sexual abuse, and she said to me, Clarice, you just said what I've been trying to say for 40 years. And it is amazing because everyone thinks they're alone. I thought I was alone. I knew I wasn't the only one, but there was nothing, you know, there was no communication. I was so isolated and so afraid. And we just want women to know you're not alone. The shelter systems are wonderful. They have so many programs in place. You can do it. You can do it. You just have to make that decision to do it because nobody else can do it for you.